is Eric Stepper. Eric has been in Toastmasters for 10 years, and tonight he's giving his 10th speech.
Whoa! Overachiever! Overachiever!
No, wait a minute, he hasn't given it yet. This completes his Competent Communicator Manual, and you heard Ryan, on the average, 1 speech per year. But this will be his second speech in 3 weeks, which puts him on course, if you do the math, at a pace to finish 26 speeches this year.
No pressure.
Please welcome Eric Stepper with his speech number 10, Why Did I Join Toastmasters? Eric.
Why did I join Toastmasters? Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, let me tell you a story. When I was going to college, I found out that I had to have a communications credit to graduate. Yes, speech 101 or speech something. I was mortified. I had an adverse fear of public speaking, so I combed through the curriculum and found out that I could get my communications credit by taking piano lessons. And that's exactly what I did. That's how adverse I am to speaking. 10 years ago, I decided to step into that fear, and I joined this Cascade Speakeasy Toastmasters Club. And I've learned a lot. And I've learned a lot about impromptu speaking, but speech making still is not coming easy to me. So a few years ago, I enlisted my wife to join. And she may not know this, but I emulate her in a lot of ways. And she is a great speaker, which is shown by her VP or rise to VPM in that short amount of time. Christine is also very gregarious. If she says, I'm going to the store, I'll be back in 20 minutes. I know that double it. It'll be at least 40 minutes. There are perfect strangers that come up to her in the grocery store and pour out their life, their intimate details. I would be going, TMI, TMI, but no, she listens. Then there's the saga of Mogan Nygaard. We're in Bellevue visiting our daughter, and we're staying in Seattle. So we're taking the bus back. It's about 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night. And we're coming from the bus stop. We got to go about 6 blocks. And we go by this corner, and there's this guy in the corner, and he's drunk, and he's waving us over and saying, I couldn't understand what he was saying. And I grabbed Christine and said, we got to keep going. But she wasn't there. She's already going over this guy. And he's dressed in a suit and a nice overcoat. But I've seen these Wall Street types that have burned out and lost their minds. So I go over there, come to find out, he's Dutch, but he's got a thick accent, he's not drunk. He says, I have got a meeting at Gordon Biersch, and I need to get there. It's a party for me, and I can't get my wife on the phone. Do you know where it is? And we're in the middle of downtown, and there's skyscrapers all over, and I say, you go down this, we'll just take it. So off we go. Come to find out, he's a very intelligent guy, especially when you find out he's Dutch and not drunk. Gordon Biersch is a brewery-type restaurant in the 3rd floor of Pacific Place. So we take him up the stairway, we go upstairs, we drop him off at the restaurant front door and say, there you go, have a nice day. He says, no, you guys are coming in. And he goes to the lady dealer and says, I am Mogan Nygaard, and he waves him in. So here we are, we're going into and they've got, Microsoft's actually throwing him a party. And they've got the back part of this restaurant. And we walk in there, and there's all these 20-something guys, Microsoft guys, dressed in black pants and white shirts. He says, come on, you got to meet my wife. So we go through that part. We go into a back room, and it's jammed. You can't even get in there. And here we are. We've been out there all day, we've been walking around, we've got our backpacks and we've got our raincoats on and see how we look, trying to be ready for any kind of weather that we have. And this room is packed and we go, excuse me, sorry, excuse me. And we go in there and he takes us in the middle of the room and there's his wife. Here's the guys that saved me. And it's so loud in there. And he says, no wonder you couldn't hear me on your phone. And so he introduces us to her and he grabs a book, because it was a book signing. And he says, here's the book I co-wrote, and shows us, and I guess he's a world-renowned, something to do with software, I never really figured it out. But he's introducing us to his wife, and he's introducing us to people all around. It could have been King Olaf from Norway, I don't know. This place is swimming with people. But if I had used my instincts and walked by this guy, we never would have had that experience. Now, it got me to thinking that I should use my skills that I found in Toastmasters in communicating and listening. And so what I started doing was talking to people like the checkout stand, the checkers, the waiters, the waitresses. And here's an example. In Victoria, our last vacation, we like to walk around the city and find out where we're going to have dinner, and we try to have dinner between lunch and dinner like 4 o'clock, and we go into a restaurant and have the window seat and watch people. We like to watch people, especially in Canada. There's people of all stripes, and it's very interesting. We go to this place called the Cactus Club because our daughter said, you've got to try the bellinis. So we go in there, Christina orders a bellini. I couldn't bring myself to do it, so I had to go out to do it. So we like this menu. And through the course of that week, we end up eating there 3 times. And it's the same hostess every time. And we chat the waitresses, and on the last day when we were having dinner there, the hostess comes over and she's chatting us up and talking. And we find out that she's a young Asian girl, and she's probably about 26 or so, that she still lives with her parents, and that just the other day she got a rescue dog, and the dog was having some social issues but kind of working through it, and she was helping the dog, and took it on a hike a couple of days ago, and Christina said, oh, come here, and she gave her a hug, and she gave me a hug, and off she went. Pretty soon an older lady comes, Elaine, who is the restaurant manager. And she says, Leanne said I got to come over and talk to you guys and introduce myself. We talked to her, and she ends up having a Brazilian husband. She's got a 5-year-old daughter. She's worked for Cactus Club for 15 years. She's worked at that one for 10 years. And she's worked at Cactus Club in Vancouver, BC, which we've been to too. So she says, just a minute. And she had to go take something over there by the cash register. Somebody's having an issue. So she's talking to us, fully engaged, but she's also watching for any issues. Leanne comes back over, the hostess, and says, Elaine just took one of your balloons off your bill. What? So we're getting up to leave, and we go out of the restaurant, and we ask Leanne, will you please have Elaine come out so that we can say thank you? She comes out and gives us both a hug, and then on the way out, we hug Leanne. I mean, it's all in the middle of this restaurant. And that's just part of living with my wife. But in that, I found out that there's a lot of things you learn in Toastmasters. And one thing is just general communications. One thing is listening skills. And it is a newfound art for me to try and communicate with people that are part of the wallpaper. Check out people, check out boys, check out clerks, the waiters, the waitresses, those people that don't get a lot of attention. And when you do give them some attention, it really brightens their day. I would challenge you guys to use those skills that you learn in Toastmasters to talk to those people, people that people ignore or don't give attention to. You will make their day, and you just might make your day.